I'm here to commence training on chemistry, especially. So you can actually see on the like page of Facebook, UBA'S chemistry. So this is where all the explanation will be done on every concept in chemistry. But today I will just take though the concept will be taken will be on random. It will not be like a kind of a sequential something. It will be random topic. You can pick up any topic in chemistry and come up here and explain it for better understanding for those who are finding it difficult to understand some concept in chemistry. But today, what I'm taking now, we want to look on when you say chemical reaction, what is chemical reaction? What comes to your mind when you talk about chemical reaction? You see, chemical reaction is a process by which a new substance is formed. By which a new substance is formed. What does that mean? It means that when you have two different elements coming together, when you talk about, let's say, hydrogen plus oxygen coming together, they'll give you water. And that water you are seeing there that's a new substance that is formed, which is different from the original reactants. If you can remember, if I can remind you of your physical change and chemical change, you think that the chemical change is a process by which a new substance is formed. Are you getting it? Why a physical change is a process where no new substance is formed, showing that any substance that is formed, it has the capacity to reverse back, to form back the reactant. So here now, we bring up that knowledge in relation to this chemical reaction. Chemical reaction, as I define again, is a process by which a substance is formed. I've explained using hydrogen and oxygen, which give us water as a water product. And that water you are seeing there is a new substance that is formed. Another example is we talk about sodium plus chlorine. Sodium plus chlorine, we have atoms of chlorine, we have atoms of what's it called, oxygen. But when the two combine together, we find that getting a new substance and sodium chloride. So this is all about chemical reaction. So having the idea that something is combined to form a new substance. And that new element, let's say for instance, we have H2. It shows that the atomicity of hydrogen there is 2. While that of oxygen, the atomicity of oxygen is 2. Which means there are 2 atoms of oxygen present. Which means another oxygen combined with another oxygen give us what? Molecule of what? Oxygen. I guess it. Now, when we talk about chemical equation, to write the equation, we also look at a compound. The new substance that is formed is regarded or is referred as what? A compound. And you have H2O. And a compound is formed by what we call valency. And what is valency? And valency is the combining power of what? Of an element. You know that the number of electrons at the atomic shell of hydrogen is 1, which means the combining power of hydrogen is 1. While that of oxygen, the number of the electrons at the atomic shell of oxygen is 2, minus 2. That minus 2 per se, it is not at the atomic shell, but it is the number of electrons that he requires to complete its atomic shell. So that number of electrons that oxygen requires to complete its atomic shell is regarded as its valency. That's why we have it as 1 minus 2. Now, when you combine the both, you cross the both, which means the valency of oxygen will combine that of what? Hydrogen. While the valency of hydrogen combine that of oxygen. That is the reason why I have the formula of water to be what? H2O. That is a compound. So compound combined by what? Valency. Why elements are formed or they are combined by what? Atomicity. Of chemical equation. Now we have explained how hydrogen molecule combine with oxygen molecule to give us H2O. Looking at that equation, they find that it's not balanced. And we are told that in chemistry, we talk about the law of conservation of matter, who state that matter can neither be created nor destroyed in a chemical reaction. Which means any equation that is not balanced, it is assumed matter has been destroyed. And that is against the law of conservation of matter. So in order for your equation to agree with the law of conservation of matter, that equation needs to be balanced. So we need to balance. That is where balancing of chemical equations come what about. Now talking about H2 plus O2 give us H2O. When you look at the numbers of hydrogen at the right hand side of the equation, you find that hydrogen is 2, while oxygen is 1. While at the left hand side of the equation, known as the reactant, we have 2 molecules of hydrogen and 2 molecules of oxygen, showing that this equation is not agreeing to the law of conservation of matter. So to balance this equation, first, you look at how many oxygen is at the right hand side of the equation. We have what? 1 oxygen. How many is at what? At the left hand side of the equation, we have 2. What are we going to do? We add 2 to the right hand side of the equation. By adding that 2, it proves us that oxygen now is what? 2. While hydrogen, as a result of adding that 2, the number of hydrogen have also increased to what? To 4. So which means the number of hydrogen at the left hand side of the equation need to what? To add some coefficient. To add coefficient of 2 to it, making it all balance. So after adding that 2, you find that the number of hydrogen is 4 at the left hand side of the equation. The number of hydrogen is 4 at the right hand side of the equation. The number of oxygen is 2 at the left hand side of the equation. And the number of oxygen is 2 at the right hand side of the equation. By doing this, you find out that the equation is now agreeing to the law of conservation of what? Matter. What is the law of conservation of matter? The law states that in a chemical reaction, that matter can neither be created nor what? Destroyed in the chemical reaction. Now, I also want to look at what? Balancing of sodium and what? Chlorine. You know, when both of them combine together, they give us what we call a normal salt. We have sodium. A sodium is what? A metal, while chlorine is also what? A non-metal. Sodium is found in group 1, while chlorine is found in group 7. And group 7 elements that are regarded as non-metals, while group 1 element, because of their capacity to lose electrons, to give out electrons. So they are also known as a reactive metal, and that is the reason why they are classified as what? Metal in the periodic table. When you combine two of them, you have 1 atom of what? Sodium and chlorine molecule. So when the both combine together, you find that you are having NaCl. Now, the reason why you are having chlorine molecule, because it is a non-metal and they are called the halogens. They exist as a diatomic element, which means Cl2. That is the nature of chlorine. So in combination by valency, you find out that the valency of chlorine is minus, which shows that in the atomic shell of chlorine just needs 1 electron to complete its atomic shell. That's why you have a -1. While sodium, you have a plus, showing that the atomic shell of sodium is unstable. It's what we call unstable electron. Which means at every point in time, in order for sodium to be stable in a chemical reaction, sodium has to give out that 1 electron. And in giving that 1 electron, it has what we call a positive charge. Now, when sodium combines with chlorine by valency to form a compound, we have what we call plus and minus. When you cross, they will see what we call NaCl, which means their balancing is neutral. Plus 1 minus 1 give us 0. That's our NaCl. So to balance this equation, because at the left hand side of the equation, chlorine is 2, sodium is what? Is 1. So what I'm going to do? We add 2 at the right hand side of the equation. By adding 2, it will balance chlorine, also balance what? Oxygen, also balance what? Sodium, showing that we have 2 sodium, 2 chlorine. But at the left hand side of the equation, we're just having 1 sodium. So we add 2 to the coefficients. When you add 2, you find that the equation is now agreeing to the law of conservation of matter, because the number of atoms at the left hand side of the equation is equal to the number of atoms at the right hand side of the equation. It is also conforming to the law of conservation of matter. Hello viewers, I hope you enjoyed today's class on chemical reaction. Kindly like the page to follow UBA'S chemistry for more updates on some chemical concepts. Thank you.